Okay, no problem.
Royden, we 2 days away from the second test between Argentina and South Africa, and like a lot of South Africans, we're sort of trying to work out what actually happened last weekend. What's your take on it?
Mate, like I've always said, there comes a time when you need to play expensive rugby, and there comes a time when you need to play conservative rugby. And last weekend, playing the expensive game, backfired on us. We should have played a more kicking orientated game, and we would have done a lot better. Kicked for the corners, set up the set pieces, and scored tries. We tried to be too expensive. We tried to play the same like we did against the All Blacks. We should have gone back to the Northern Hemisphere style of rugby and played that type of rugby. Because that's something I've picked up. Every time we've played a Northern Hemisphere team, we've looked very sluggish when we play an expensive game of rugby. Why? It's because we are trying to be too expensive, because we are trying to please and play entertaining rugby.
Don't
At
you
the
think
same,
it's because we were complacent and we just didn't have the right intensity?
yeah, that's also another thing. True, and I'm not blaming Roman Poete for anything, but I just don't understand how a scrum that dominated the All Blacks in Australia is now all of a sudden scrumming illegally as well. You understand what I'm saying? The dominated Australia and New Zealand in the scrum, and now all of a sudden they've been penalised for scrumming illegally.
Do you think
So something doesn't make sense.
do you think the correct homework was done? I mean, Marcus Ayerza is known here in England for his scrumming, and he's at Leicester Tigers, who are known for, they're always known to have a really fantastic pack. And, Ayerza keeps pretty good guys out of the team, and he's so highly rated over here. And, he's a technician. He's a real technician. And then, um, Koch came up against him, and it was just, you could see in Yutz's face, is like, oh, I'm going to deal with this youngster.
You know what, Stephen? The first scrum the Box had, they had 6 scrums in the first half. The first scrum the Box had, Koch dominated Ariza. The second scrum, he dominated Koch. And then after that, Porter had, for some reason, said he was going to nail Koch. If you look at the scrums in the second half, you will actually see how Ariza shifted his hips and scrummed in. He was actually scrumming in at an angle, and he did it a few times.
Yeah, but
If you look at
the thing is, you got to work these things out. I'm not saying anything about the strength of Koch, because Koch proved himself in Super Rugby. But you got to know the ins and the outs, and these old guys, these guys that have been around, they know all the tricks, whether they scrumming in or they, not taking the hits or whatever they're doing, or short arm bind, whatever it is. Look, I know a little bit about the front row, but I've obviously never played in the front row. I got killed once when I played hooker. But the thing is, this guy is a technician. He knows what he's doing, I would say, and to be honest, Koch got a hiding, and
he did get a hiding. I don't deny that. But
the youngster like that
if you do something illegal, yeah.
He's put in against such a technician, it was well, I think that was a bad move, and the reason why maybe we looked sluggish in attack was because our set piece and line out included, because Labanini was ruling that line out, and our set piece was not right, and then fly halves. Pollard had a bad game, but like most fly halves have a bad game when they're going backwards.
Yeah, but you know what, Steve? It comes down to the simple factors. What is Hanneke Meyer supposed to do? If he doesn't play Koch, then he gets accused of being such a bad coach because he's selecting older, experienced players. You understand what I'm getting at? Where the point's coming in?